How 20,000 emus defeated the Australian army. In 1932, the Australian government decided to solve its emu problem. Not with fences, not by moving them, not with any of the sensible, boring options. They were going to solve it the Australian way. They sent the army, real soldiers, real weapons, and 10,000 rounds of ammunition. Their enemy? 20,000 emus. The emus won. This is the Great Emu War, one of the strangest and most humiliating events in history. Now, before we get to the embarrassing details, we need to understand the emu. This isn't some small, manageable bird. An emu stands almost 6 feet tall, weighs up to 130 pounds, and can run 30 miles an hour. Its claws can tear through wire fences. And while it can't fly, evolution basically turned it into a small, indestructible tank. Their feathers can deflect bullets, and they have tiny wings, which means they don't really have the part of their brain that handles fear like other birds. So by 1932, when 20,000 of these feathered tanks decided the wheat fields of Western Australia looked like a great buffet, the local farmers were in trouble. These farmers were actually veterans from World War I. The government had given them this remote, difficult land as a reward for their service. But the land was bad, the Great Depression was starting, and to top it all off, the area was right in the middle of the emu's annual migration route. Every year, the emus would come through and destroy their crops. The farmers were desperate. They asked for help, and the government, in a stroke of genius, said, "We'll send the army." The man in charge was Major G.P.W. Meredith. His plan was simple: herd the emus towards a dam and open fire with 2 Lewis machine guns. Classic military tactics. The emus, however, had other ideas. The moment the shooting started, the entire flock scattered in every direction at once. Instead of one big target, Meredith had thousands of small targets disappearing across the scrubland. On day 1, they killed a grand total of 12 emus. Meredith then tried a new strategy: mount the guns on trucks for a mobile attack. This also failed spectacularly. The trucks couldn't keep up with the birds on the rough terrain, and it was impossible to aim. Observers said the emus retreated with organized discipline, splitting into smaller and smaller groups. Major Meredith himself later told reporters, "If we had a military division with the bullet-carrying capacity of these birds, it would face any army in the world." He was complimenting the emus. Even worse, his men would shoot an emu, sometimes multiple times, and it would just absorb the bullets and keep running. After a week, they had used over 2,000 rounds of ammunition to kill less than 200 emus. That's more than 10 bullets per bird. The media had a field day. Newspapers declared the emus had won every round. The government quietly called off the operation. The emus had won round 1. But the story doesn't end there. A month later, the farmers were still being overrun, so the government sent Meredith back. In round 2, he adjusted his tactics, focusing on smaller ambushes. He had studied his enemy, and his enemy was birds. This time, they had more success, using nearly 10,000 rounds to kill almost 1,000 emus. It was an improvement, but still not exactly efficient. The operation was eventually shut down for good. The emu population was barely touched. Years later, when farmers asked for military help again, the government refused and offered subsidized fencing instead. The fences actually worked. The real lesson here isn't that Australia was incompetent. It's that you can't solve every problem with a machine gun. The soldiers were great at their job, but their job wasn't fighting emus. The emus were home. They had been migrating through that land for thousands of years. You can't shoot your way out of a geographical reality. Today, the emu population in Australia is thriving, estimated at over 600,000. They won the war. They won the peace. The final score is very clear. Australia, 0. Emus, still here. So next time someone says birds aren't scary, you know what to tell them. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this piece of bizarre history, make sure to subscribe for more.